Well, hey everyone, this is Jonathan from Mr. Pearson Talks Books. I'm a teacher who likes to connect my students with good books to read, and I want to help teachers and parents do the same thing. And what I want to do today is over the past couple of weeks and months, gotten some new books. Now, I'll be honest, I don't really buy a lot of books. We live in a smaller house. We already have a lot of books, and so there isn't room to just continually bring new ones in. So I go to the library a lot, or I use my Libby app. But from time to time, my students, particularly for my birthday or Christmas, or even we just had Teacher Appreciation Week a few weeks ago, they like to give me gift cards because they know how much I like to read. My wife and I were able to take a trip and we went to Barnes and Noble. And so I picked up a few new books that looked interesting to me. First off, the first one that I grabbed was this book right here. This is the book Framed by James Ponti. It's the first in a trilogy. And this is about a young man named Florian Bates who just moved to Washington, D.C. Now, without telling you exactly where I live, I do live relatively close to Washington, D.C. So anytime a book is set in that city, I like to read it just to see if I can identify any of the locations. I also will tell you, James Ponti is quickly becoming one of my favorite authors. I just finished book 3 of The City Spies, and I read the Sherlock Society, the first book in that. There's a sequel coming out later this year I'm really excited for. But I really like the way he writes. I like the characters and the heart that he puts into his stories. So I am very excited to read Framed by James Ponti and then be able to continue on with that series if I like it. Another book that I picked up, just kind of on a whim, is The Chronicles of Weatherwhy, The Age of Enchantment. And this is about a young girl named Juniper who finds out that she is something called an enchanter, and she has to go to it's called the Thistledown Academy to learn to use her skills. Anna James wrote a book it's called Pages and Co. Sorry, the first book is called Book Wanderers, about a little girl who discovers that she can go in and out of books. So that one was really exciting for me. I greatly enjoyed it. On my birthday, we also got to go to Barnes & Noble. My birthday was back in April. And I picked up 2 more books. The first one was called Wondersmith, The Calling of Morrigan Crow. And this is the second in the Morrigan Crow trilogy. The first one was called Nevermore, and it's about a girl named Morrigan who discovers that she's a cursed child, and on the night that she's supposed to die, because that's what happens with cursed children, she's taken away to a magical world by a guy named Jupiter. And so Wondersmith, The Calling of Morrigan Crow, continues that story. And I also picked up the third one, which is called Hollowpox, The Hunt for Morrigan Crow, which is the third one. Have not read these yet. I did love Nevermore. I thought it was a fantastic book. Very, very much in the vein of Harry Potter, which I also really loved. I thought that was a great series. I'm just finished book 4 in that as I continue my read through of those. But those are the middle grade books that I picked up recently. And because I don't just read middle grade, I do read adult fiction from time to time. I also grabbed a couple others. One that I grabbed, one that I've been looking forward to for a while, is Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. You can see this is a big, thick book. It's going to take quite a while to read it. This book has been very popular with some of the individuals that I follow here on YouTube or over on Instagram. Lots of people talking about how wonderful it is, what a great read it is. So I thought I'd pick it up and give it a try and see what they were talking about. I also, at my local library, they have a used bookshelf that they sell books. And I grabbed this one right here, something I've been wanting to read for a while, which is the biography John Adams by David McCullough. I have read several of his books. I have 1776 on my shelf. His book on the Wright brothers was one of my favorite books that I've read in quite some time. So I grabbed that. It was only $1, so it was very hard to pass that up. So I grabbed that. And then Also, this is a funny story. I received a free book credit from thriftbooks.com for my birthday. And so I was looking for some books, and I was actually going to grab a copy of Framed by James Ponti, but I also had Stephen King's The Stand in the cart, and I inadvertently ordered The Stand instead of Framed. So I have a copy of The Stand as well. Um, at the suggestion of several people on YouTube as well, I thought I would grab a copy of that. Those are the 7 books that I've grabbed recently. Not including the almost 100 Star Wars books that my neighbor gave me when he was downsizing. Um, so I thought I would share those with you, and as I read them, I'll be happy to pop back on here and let you know how they went, what I thought of them. I think that based on what I know so far of these authors, they're going to be great, and I'm looking forward to being able to recommend them to my students next year once we start a new school year. So, anyway, share down in the comments which of those books you've read, which ones you liked. And as always, my name is Jonathan, and I will see you in the next video.